Hello, everybody. It's Eric. I'm back for part two to um, the pool barn Billie Pey and Mike Chaney story. I got a quick confession to make. When I was doing that video, it cut off accidentally, and so it was a mistake. It's not like I thought up some bright idea to do a to be continued, like the old 80s sitcoms used to do. But uh, either way, after it happened, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool. Maybe that'll work out. I was like, because I've never, just whatever. But it is what it is. I just don't want to take credit for trying to like do something neat like that, which people know. They know I ain't that smart anyway, so it wouldn't work. But back to the story here. We was after we'd left Louisville, made a few stops, whatever. We'd won 1100 from Billy, and we'd made it. I think there was a few little stops. We may have stopped in Lexington there. I don't remember exactly. We won a little more money, I believe, at a bar or a pool room, maybe Steepletons. We got to Irvin. There was, I think we was all ahead, maybe close to around 700 apiece or something. It seems like I could be wrong. I know it was over 500 apiece. We all was ahead, three ways on the split. And like I had said before, big homie riding hour, Kenny had decided to get out of the bet, and he wanted his part. He wanted his part gave back to him, and so he was good. Which, I mean, he was never a gambler. He was never big into gambling, especially a pool or nothing. So a $700 payday for him a couple of days. That was awesome. I think he had just signed into the Army at this point. So I mean, that was pretty cool. So and so it's me and Earl. We're putting up ours 50-50, and me and Chaney's going to start out playing $100 nine ball. And I had played him already once before this. I was there with another friend from Middletown. He's a pool room owner now in Middletown, Kenny Lewis. He owns Willie's there. Me and him was there. We was both we wasn't 16 yet. The first time I played Chaney, it was me and him down there, and so this this was the second time I was there. So Mike Chaney, I want to say, rest in peace, Mike. He he always bet his own money. He never argued fouls. He never said a word. Never tried to shark. He liked the ice cold L8s. Man, the L8s there were ice cold, perfect. The old school, pull them out of the machine, pop them. I mean, the best L8s ever. I don't know if they still got them like that, but it was good. And but yeah, but he played with this old National Q. It was old. He probably had a Zamboni in the car. Who knows what? But he liked playing with this old National. Other people may have played him. He played something else? I don't know. But I remember this National really good. I always wondered why he played with it. And I remember another particular thing. The tip, it sounded like there was about an inch of air between the tip and the ferrule. He'd hit a ball and it'd go dink. It sounded like you was flipping a dime against a wine glass. It sounded like a dime hitting a wine glass every time you hit the cue ball. It was, and he loved this cue. And I mean, okay, so we're playing. Big homie riding there, sitting over there like snug like a bug on a rug with 700 in his pocket. He's good. And Chaney starts running out from everywhere. Like I was saying, I mean, he's dicing them in, banking them in. He's breaking really good, stopping the cue ball, and just run out. And I'm looking at Earl like, oh shit, Earl's starting to sweat it a little bit. Kenny's starting to look like he was the he was a smart guy at this point. It's looking like that's how it's looking. It's looking like me and Earl's gonna go broke, and Ryan is gonna have the bankroll to go home, and we're going at it, and time goes on, and I mean he just keeps running out, and I'm running. Well, I'm running out too. I'm running out more and more. I was getting a taste of it. I definitely wanted to keep some money. I never really cared about getting rich, but I kind of was, that money in my pocket felt pretty good at that point in time, and I was really wanting to hang on to it. Plus, I didn't want to let my friends down. I mean, Kenny, he was off the bet, so I didn't want to let Earl down. I mean, he had left like that with me, and, you know, I wanted to win. I wanted us to make some money or whatever, go back to Middletown and whatever and all that stuff. And so, I mean, we're going hard, me and Chaney, and I can't remember exactly when the turning point was, but there was a turning point when the momentum kind of turned my way, and I'd steadily just started picking away, and I just kept, and I was running out a little bit more. He stayed about the same pace the whole time. My guesstimation is we played between 15 and 20 hours is my guesstimation. We won somewhere, I don't even know. I'm going to say between 2,000 and 3,000. It could have been well over that. I don't know. I really don't know. I couldn't say what we won. I know we won pretty good money. It was a good trip and so forth, and whatever, but here, and at the end though, we're chopping up a big pile of money, and here comes Kenny over there, like, he's salty because he got off the bet, but it wasn't, we still gave him his part or whatever. It wasn't a big deal. I don't think he got the full third. I'd love to remember exactly how it went down. But it was kind of funny, because we was both talking about, like, he was going to be salty, and that's happened to a lot of people, I'm sure, when you're out with people and you're playing, and you're gambling, and someone maybe gets off the bet, and then you end up losing your ass, and that person's like, hey, they're not going to give you your money back if you lose, right? Well, that's the catch-22. See, a lot of times, the thing of it is, if you're with friends, a lot of times if that happens and you end up making the score, a lot of times, I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me, you still end up giving your friend the part. It's kind of like one of them unwritten rules. I mean, I'm not saying a person should, or it happens all the time, but I know in my case, a lot of times I've seen that happen. The person that gets out of the bet they still get their money, or at least some part of it, if the score gets made anyhow. And okay, and but Mike Chaney, he played like everyone that come through there for I don't know how many years. He was way before my time. I caught some of the decent years. I remember he used to tell me stories about playing at the Maverick Club with Monroe Brock and Burl Gabbard and them down there. Earl Strickland was there all the time at the Maverick Club. What was his name? Clyde Childers. All these guys played. I'm sure Louis Roberts probably played through there before. Buddy Hall, everyone was playing at that Maverick Club. It was in Richmond there, right down the road from Irving. At one time, it was one of the biggest pool gambling spots probably around in the country, maybe. I mean, it was a little bit before my time. Okay, but I want to throw a little more short story about playing Billie Pey on this. Okay, this was a little bit after this, but I was coming back from Greenville, South Carolina. I just played Tony Watson in Greenville at Jerry Banks' Lucky Break, and I was stopping at Steepletons. This is how long ago? Steepletons in Lexington, and Billie Pey's in there. Okay, this years after we played at the pool barn. Okay, and he's in there, and they had the 8-foot Steepleton tables. And I'm kind of tired. We've been driving in, and I just played pretty good. I ain't going to tell that story in Greenville right now, but I just played pretty good. And Billie Pey is that so he's wanting to do something. I'm like, man, I'm tired, but he's like, come on, man, get up if you know. So I couldn't resist it, and this is one of the first times I met Barry. I'd seen Barry Young a few times around there. I love him to death, man. I've ran the roads with him some, and he's helped me out a whole lot. And he's really did a lot of good things for me, and probably shouldn't have. I probably owe him a few if I ever get a chance. I definitely owe him a couple bucks. One of these days I gotta. But Barry was there. This is one of the first times I'd met him, and Barry was staking Cecil, Billie Pey, and so we start playing Steepletons. Now remember, I'd been driving a long time. We're playing 500 a set starting out, and I'm just gonna make this short. I peppered his ass, as Billie Pey would say. And you can call Barry. Fact check this with anyone who's around. I peppered his ass. I had him down about 10 sets for 500 a set, and I think the bet went up. I had him hooked like 5 or 6,000, and I mean, Billy, I was running over him like a steamroller. It wasn't even close. For everyone that wants to contest about me and Billie Pey's speeds, okay, it wasn't even close. In Billie Pey's words, I peppered his ass. But, okay, so Barry was with him, and Barry moved pretty good. Barry was pretty smart, okay? I'd been driving a long time, and Barry comes up to me and says, look, we're going to take a break for about an hour. I got to go, and Billy needs to eat something, and we just, and I'm like, well, man, I'm tired, man, I don't, blah, blah, and I kind of tried to get out of it. I probably could have. I probably could have quit at that point. It's not like I'd have been just quitting winter. But that's just the way I was. I would never quit. If someone wanted to keep playing, I was the type of person who would stand there till my knees fell. And Barry moved pretty good. And Cecil was an amazing player. I mean, consistency-wise, fundamentals, mechanics, he was way beyond me. He was in another universe. But when it come to running out and getting the money at that time, I was in another one than him. But he had a stake horse at the time that was pretty smart about it, and they outmoved me. But to make a long story short, Barry put the good stall down on me, okay? Raised the bet. Barry, he comes back, he wins. We raise the bet, he wins a few sets, gets either even or within $1,000 or something. I think I still managed to get out the door with some of the money. I ain't sure if Barry let me. I think they let me quit a little bit ahead because they knew, literally. I mean, I completely poured it to him. If Barry don't put the stall down, but I just wanted to throw that quick story in there. And anyone that wants to contest my speed to Billie Pey on that, fact check it. and just for the record, I loved Billie Pey. I knew him. It's like I said, my first time meeting him, I was 15 at the pool barn in Louisville. I mean, and I really loved him to death. And he's the one that used to say peppered their ass. That's a shout out to Cecil, to Billy, but hey, thanks. And I'm going to try to get some good pool stories on here coming. I'm trying to get better at this. Thank you, everybody. Bye.